Hello, and welcome to the Meditation Movement podcast with the British School of Meditation.
In this podcast, we will share all things meditation, including showcasing the wonderful work that our register of meditation teachers are doing all over the country and further afield in helping so many people benefit from this amazing practice.
Meditation and community are our two biggest passions, and we can't wait to share them both with you in this space.
So sit back, relax, maybe even close your eyes, and don't forget to breathe. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Hello there, my name is Sarah Presley. I am co-owner of the British School of Meditation, and on this podcast today I'm absolutely thrilled to be inviting Mandy Johnson, who's from Soul School of Wellbeing, to chat with us today. So hello Mandy.
Hello Sarah, thank you so much for inviting me today. It's a real pleasure.
And it's a pleasure for me as well. I've been really fortunate. I've known you for a few years because you came and trained with me. How long ago was that?
I was trying to work it out the other day, and it's over 5 years, isn't it? 5 or 6 years, I think now. But it was a moment in time that was completely life-changing for me. I don't mean that, I don't mean that lightly. I think that it just it started a whole new thing for me, a whole catalyst of events that have all been amazing. So British School of Meditation, amazing.
So, I've been really fortunate to watch and observe your growth since doing the course, and how it has impacted your life and how things have changed for you. And so that's quite a lot of what we want to talk about here today. But first of all, tell us a little bit about how you got into meditation, and then a little bit about your meditation practice as well to date.
Okay, so ever since I was a little girl, I've always been into sort of like esoteric things. I went on to do a degree in RE and English. Then I became a drama teacher, where you're looking at breath quite a lot in that subject. And I just started to think, I need a little bit of something for myself that's going to keep me more grounded, keep me more sort of relaxed, because my mind as a teacher was very, very frenetic, very frantic, and I had a lot in my head. And I just literally needed some space there, really. So I pursued meditation on and off a little bit here and there. 10 years ago, I started Qigong, and that's really helped. I've done a lot of like sort of movement and breath work, and that's really made me a lot stronger. And then the meditation side of it, I was doing it quite a lot, and somebody at school walked past the one day and they said, "Well, what are you doing?" It's just break time. I sat in the corner, my eyes closed. I wasn't crying, I was just meditating. And they said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm meditating." And then one of the kids said to me, "Well, can I have a little go with you, miss?" I was like, "Yeah, go on then." So we had a little go together. And then she said, "I feel so much better." And then it was like a little light bulb moment where I thought, I need to get some training with this so that I can bring it to young people, because it's so powerful. But my go-to sort of like meditation techniques, I love, obviously my Qigong. I do a lot of work with mala beads. I like the kind of box breathing. I enjoy that. Guided meditation, body scan, I do pretty much daily. But I'm also excited about kind of the CPD you have on offer, because I really want to develop my sort of chanting. I think that's the next thing I'd like to have a go at a little bit more, because I have a go, but I think I'm not the best at that. So that's something I'd like to develop a little bit more.
Excellent. Like a really good rounded practice as well that you've got for yourself now. Really amazing. Yeah. I obviously know that you brought the meditation into your school, and it went right across the curriculum as well.
Yes.
But first of all, why did you come and train with us? What made you come and train and be...
Well, I was thinking, what sort of qualification could I get that was recognised? I mean, there are other qualifications out there, but I know as a teacher, as an educator, having something that's recognised by Ofqual is so important, because you could have a little certificate, but it might not necessarily have weight in an educational setting. So the fact that it said Ofqual, I thought, right, well, this is, really prestigious. And then when I spoke to you on the phone, I just had a lovely connection with you. And I was thinking, oh, I just hope she says yes, because I really want to do this. And everything else just fell into place and it was just perfect. So, yeah, I looked at lots of different other kind of courses out there, but it was definitely the most prestigious and the most comprehensive course that I felt was out there. And I still think it is today, really. I think there's a lot of people that do other things, but I think, the very fact that you said to me, well, how long have you been meditating for? What's your current practice? I thought, well, this is great because it means that, you wouldn't go and teach somebody the violin if you didn't play the violin, would you? You have to be doing it
Absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that's what made me think, well, they're sort of asking me about my own practice. And if I didn't have that, then I'd be a bit of a fraud, really. So I think that it's important that you do it yourself so you can then impart that to other people.
Yeah, and it was, I think one of the key things is we really want you to utilize your experience when you teach as well.
Definitely,
Yeah, rather than
definitely.
us sort of giving you like a manual and say, this is the
Yeah,
scripts, here you go. And,
yeah. You've got to
you,
feel it, haven't you?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I know that you're very passionate about supporting children, teenagers, especially with their mental health, with meditation.
Definitely.
That was like a
Yeah.
motivator for coming along. And I watching your career, I think, a highlight for me was when you did a meditation day and you had the whole school meditating at the same time. Tell us a little bit about that because that was just amazing.
Well, I wasn't sure the head teacher was going to let me, but it was Mental Health Awareness Week, and I just had this idea that maybe we could all do it together, the whole school, 1,400 students. So I went to the head and said about it. I said it'd be really, really good. It will only take up a few minutes at the start of each, lesson. So in the end, I think we compromised to about 3 times throughout the day, which is fair enough because it's a lot to manage. And then we had like a tannoy system and I was on the little microphone with my little singing bowl, instructing all of the kids and teachers at the same time to take some breaths in and out, just for a mindful minute. So we did it 3 times throughout the day, and it was absolutely amazing, so powerful. I did want to do it every day, but I think that was pushing it a little bit too much. But little steps, little steps. But yeah, it was fascinating. How there was a real sense of calm around the school, and a lot of the children came up to me and said, "Oh, we love that. Love to do that every lesson."
Oh,
So yeah,
wow.
it's very powerful.
That's amazing feedback because especially with teenagers, they
Yes,
kind of they want to be different, but they also they want to fit in with their peers and things like that, and it's
yeah.
a tricky time, isn't it, to get them on board with things, you
It
know.
is a tricky time, and I think whenever I teach teenagers, and I've been doing it for like 7 years now, I'd say that picking role models, current role models that they can identify with. I'm not a rapper in my dreams, but if you can choose a rapper or a rock star or a person that's in the media that they can relate to or are struggling with their mental health. I've been talking about Stormzy quite a bit. I think that they can they get it then. It's not just some sort of elderly woman up there telling them about meditation. You've got to make it cool. Definitely got to make it cool for them.
Yeah,
So I think they get it then. And
yeah,
sports people as well, that
yeah, yeah.
meditate.
It's kind of taking their icons, isn't it? And
Yeah,
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 doing it in a language that they understand. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think it's
definitely.
wonderful. So, obviously you've been in teaching for years, but then life took a different turn. Tell us a little bit about that.
Teaching for over 33 years. And I thought, I just thought I need to get a little bit of time for me in there, and I love teaching. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But I think in the education system, it's really hard work. And I felt like I was starting to kind of lose a little bit of my joie de vivre in terms of being in a school. So I thought, do you know what, 2022, I'm going to take early retirement. But I didn't like that name, so I called it refocusing.
Brilliant.
So 2022, I set up my own like little business that had been cooking along for a couple of years during lockdown. Soul School for Wellbeing, and I thought, right, I'm going to do mindfulness and meditation and develop that further, and also teach young people how to find their voice. So I've used all my drama skills as well. So I go into a lot of schools and do peripatetic speech and drama lessons as well. So using the breath again. So I've got my finger in lots of little pies, but all the things I absolutely love, and no report writing or anything like that. It's just all lovely stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, my life's really good. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I'm still teaching, but in a way that kind of serves me more. Do you know what I mean? I think I used to flog myself and just make myself tired. And I think, no, I need the energy to be a good teacher. So actually, this has worked out well for me. Yeah.
And I love the name of your business, the Soul School, because I feel that when you teach, it comes from your soul. You know, that's why people really connect with it when they're with you. They
Do you
really
think
do.
so?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought maybe it might be a bit new age or a little bit, as David Hamilton said, woo woo. But do you know what? Once they feel it for themselves and try it, I think that a lot of young people, they change their mind. And even if you sow the seeds, of mindfulness and meditation early on, somewhere in their little brain, somewhere they'll remember that somewhere and then use it. So I think sowing the seeds when they're younger is so important.
Yeah.
And reception children are the most, they're like little sponges. I've been into lots of reception classes, and I think one of the head teachers said, well, they won't sit still for half an hour, Mandy. It's not going to work. But they did. They sat there and they did it. And a lot of them, there's this one little boy I remember, he just started school and he was really upset, and he came in from break time. It was breaking my heart. He was crying his little eyes out, wanted his mum. So we all sat down on these bean bags and we did some teddy bear breathing with a little teddy on your tummy. And he literally just had a little snooze. He just was so relaxed. And his teacher said he carried on doing that, and it really, really helped him with transition to school, which is so powerful, isn't it?
Wonderful. Because
Yeah.
I think we sometimes underestimate those changes, and the impact that
Yes.
they have on them. It's like it is really big, and the impact really of COVID. The pandemic. That it really did affect children and their mental health well-being as well, isn't it?
Definitely. I think that was a bad time for young people, and I think they were very, very isolated. And I think that's when I started to set up a lot of things online and videos. I've created a YouTube channel and a website by looking at YouTube, how to actually do it, because I've never done anything like that. But just to try and reach young people and say that it's going to be okay, this will pass, and hang in there, and just keep connecting with people, and try some breathing techniques to help you. And I got a really good response from a lot of young people. So absolutely brilliant.
That must have been a huge support at that time. Really, really good. Amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about the teddy breathing, and that must be incredible to see, like a classroom of children with their teddy bears.
Yes. It started off with 10 children, and then the head teacher said, well, would you mind taking the whole of reception? I was like, well, no, that's fine, whatever. So we had about 30 children on a little carpet with their teddies just going up and down on their tummies, all focusing on their breathing. And it was joyful. And I just thought, this is so powerful. And then I did a project with this primary school for 6 weeks, and we got feedback that the little ones were going home, because this one little girl said to me, my mum is a right stress head. I'm going to teach that when I get home. And there were like little stories of them going home and then teaching the whole family, and families lying on the double bed together, all doing teddy bear breathing.
Oh my golly, that is amazing.
I know. And I was just thinking, they're like little ripples, aren't they? If you can get somebody in the household doing it, hopefully they can spread it to other people. It's just like a little, the ripple effect. Amazing.
Absolutely amazing. I love that. And to start them from that age, I bet,
yes,
there's a lot of them that will never forget that moment, never forget that moment of being led together with their, with their teddy bears on their belly.
And what a lovely thing to share with your children.
Yes.
I know. It makes you want to cry. And I've also got to tell you about Molly Monkey. Because I'm a drama teacher, I decided that I was going to use a puppet to represent their monkey mind.
Oh.
And so Molly comes in with me, and she's squeaking, and I'm holding her on my hand, and she's being very naughty and the children all love it. And then I say, this is like your little brain, when your brain is jumping around like a little monkey. And they all go, yeah, I feel like that. We talk about emotions, and I use drama masks as well, talk about emotions. And then I say, so how can we calm this little monkey? Because she's squeaking away. And then we all breathe together, and eventually the monkey starts to lie down, and they realize that that's what you have to do to calm your monkey mind.
Oh my golly.
And they get it, and they're reception children.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It works so well.
Yeah.
It's so well. She has a last little squeak before she goes to sleep because she wants a banana. So they all laugh. But then, they just get it. So they all went home and they were talking about their monkey brain. And I remember this lady emailing me saying, I'm a little bit worried about my daughter. She's been talking about her monkey mind. And I explained to her what it was. She'd never heard of it. And she said, oh, I get it. She's been really going on about how she's got to calm her monkey.
Oh,
I just thought, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and the conversations that they have, their with their families, that's just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing with my spare time, taking my monkey on tour.
Yeah. No, I think that it's anything that can really help a child connect with it in a way that they're to them and that they understand. It's just
definitely, it's like a hook.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And speaking to them, with their language as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah. Very inspiring, Mandy. You are so inspiring.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think, the bonkers ideas, I usually have ideas when I'm washing up or in the shower. And I thought, a monkey, would that work? So I tried it and it did. It really did. They just love it.
Yeah. So I know that, aside from teacher meditation, there's other bits and pieces, there's other strings to your bow. So mindful life coaching with NLP, finding your voice, acting coach, you're for Lambda, you do the graded exams,
Yes,
chakra dancing, drumming, singing bowls, Reiki, there's a lot there. Acting in particular, tell us a little bit about Harry Potter.
Oh, yes. So, I am a very big Harry Potter fan, and I've been teaching at the Everyman Youth Theatre on a Wednesday night. Isn't it interesting how the universe, you just think, I remember breaking up from teaching thinking, oh no, I've got all what am I going to do? Am I going to be of use, of service to other people? And then all of a sudden, I get offered a Lambda job at Pates Grammar School, and then I also get offered a job at the Everyman Youth Theatre. Amazing. So I go along and I start doing this project on Harry Potter with all these little ones. They're from sort of age 5 up to 12. And we're doing all the little spells. I play lots of characters, which I'm just in my element. And we do Voldemort's footsteps. So not Grandma's footsteps, Voldemort's footsteps. We've created the troll in the scene where the troll comes into Hogwarts. So we had about 5 or 6 children all hanging off each other, creating the big troll and making the sound. And it's just brilliant for sort of like confidence, creativity, communication. And you can just see their little personalities develop. They come out of their shells and it just makes them so confident. It's just amazing.
And I think that's a lot of what we always don't seem to understand about children, about their confidence level, about being able to speak in front of different people as well. And I'm sure you use like the breath, alongside all of that.
All the time.
To help them, to steady their nerves and
performance anxiety.
Help them with their energy and things like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We did a performance at the Star College with the older ones, so 12 to 18, Midsummer Night's Dream, and we did some breathing exercises before they went on stage. Getting everybody into the sort of moment. We did a little bit of a body scan as they stood there. So it's amazing how all these things are kind of woven together now in what I do. It's amazing. It really is. They've all come in together to create, Soul School. It's just brilliant. It really is.
And I think it is. I think it's really helpful for children to see it's not just a sit-in practice and how it can be woven into everyday kind of life, when they're feeling a particular way, maybe like performance or having to speak to somebody about something. They can see
Definitely.
how
Yeah.
they can come just for a few moments and start to breathe. I know my
Yeah.
introduction to it was when I was 16, and that was from drama as well. And I was
Yeah.
a main part in a school play, and my drama teacher used to get, 100 kids, before we went on stage to lie down and focus on our breath.
Definitely.
So yeah, and that was like,
It's there, isn't it?
and that,
It's yeah. We just have to remind a lot of the time. I would say. I think kids will do things in sport. They'll do things in music, and I think just reminding them that the breath's always there. You haven't got to save it up till Sunday to do all your breathing. If you just get back in touch with it and get in your body again, that you can calm everything down, can't you?
yeah,
It's
and I
quite
think,
amazing.
well, being in the body, we're more grounded, we're more in the
Definitely.
here and now, aren't we? We're less
Yes.
likely to, be thinking about things in the future, or what's already happened in the past.
Yes.
Allows us to be present, doesn't it? So,
Definitely.
yeah,
I teach life skills regularly at Wycliffe College, year 10, and they are, at that age when they're just about to do their GCSEs and everything else. And some of the practices we've undertaken that they've reported back, well, that one didn't work for me, but I tried this one. This is really, really good. And the school have got me back. I think I've been there now for about 3 years, and it's on the life skills program. They see it as very, very important, another part of your toolkit to
mm,
manage your mental health and well-being.
yeah,
And it's powerful stuff. It really is. And
and it
I can
was.
see the changes in the
Yeah, and it
children.
warms my heart that the schools are investing within that as
Exactly.
well. And I know
Yes.
that, money is really tight in schools, but the fact that they're prioritising the children's health and well-being in this way
Yeah.
is just superb. Absolutely
It is.
superb. Yeah.
And the thing is, how can you learn if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're anxious, if you're stressed? There's no way your brain can retain any information. So I think it should be right at the top of everything. Once everybody's feeling, more relaxed and calm and can manage their sort of emotions, not all the time, but most of the time, I think then the rest kind of is a lot easier.
Yeah.
I think if you're in school and you're highly stressed and you've got a lot going on, and how can you learn? I don't think you can.
I think it would be great if it was at the start of every child's day. I know
Definitely.
personally, I get up in the morning and I meditate. It's the first thing I
Yeah.
do because I know that if I do, I'll be all right during the day,
Yeah.
you
It
know?
sets you up for the day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just sets you up. So, gosh,
Yeah.
it would be incredible if this was the beginning of a child's day. Just simple,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
even a simple technique. It doesn't have to be complicated or detailed or anything
No.
like that.
5 minutes.
Yeah, and just it begins, and
Yeah.
for the teachers, for everybody, just to start
Yeah.
in a connected way as well.
Definitely. I love that. And it's like, yeah, the mindset, everybody's in this together, investing together to
Mm.
look after each other. It's a moment of gratitude, a moment of love, isn't it? It's just a lovely thing. It
Yeah,
really is.
yeah, absolutely. So, what do you feel is your favorite aspect? I mean, it must be really hard to teach, like to choose something when you do so much. But what is your favorite aspect? What do you really love more than anything?
About teaching.
Yeah,
I think it's just imparting kind of knowledge, not in a kind of, strict kind of way. It's just kind of saying, this is an older person saying, I've tried these things in my life. You might want to try them. They might work for you. And I always say to kids, don't make a decision whether you think it's woo-woo or you think it's not going to work. Just try it, and then you can make an informed decision. And I'd say about 99% of the time, they'll find one little technique or more that works for them.
Mhm.
So I think it's just that imparting of knowledge and being enthusiastic about it and saying, this is how it's worked for me, using kind of techniques that kind of hook into kids and differentiating for their age as well, I think is so important. Because literally, I think a lot of the teachers were like, well, the reception children won't get it, but they do if you kind of mentally put yourself into their shoes. That's what I tend
Yeah,
to do. I think if I was a child, what would I want? Well, if I had a monkey puppet there telling me about my monkey brain, I really think I would get that. So
yeah,
I kind of put myself in their position,
yeah. I think
which I suppose is like acting, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think there's
Yeah,
a few things there that where you really hit it on the head. Enthusiasm is key. It really is.
yeah,
And seeing the benefit
yeah,
for yourself is key.
yeah,
That helps with the enthusiasm. And I totally agree. It's knowing who you're teaching, knowing the issues, knowing what it's like for them to live in the world as where they are right now. And I
yeah,
think that
yeah.
is absolutely key in order that you can converse and understand, on their level. And I think, yeah, those are for me, they're really important components, really important.
Well, it's very similar to your book, Sarah, your amazing book, Making Friends with Yourself. When I read that, I just thought this is a book that is authentic, is from the heart, it's very poignant, it's very moving, and it's it gives you so much information that I think that it's something that's really going to help a lot of people. But it's something because it comes from the heart, a bit like, like you were saying about Soul School. I think it just makes an impact on people. I really do. People can see your journey and hear your journey, and they can relate to some of it, can't they?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is.
Thank you for the plug there.
So that's a lovely, yeah. Give me a fiver later.
I'm just putting a
Uh,
gold star by your name.
Thank you. No, honestly, it's a
Yeah.
brilliant read. If you haven't read it, you really need to read it. You do.
Another
And
gold star.
young people as well.
Thank you. So, I know that coming up in the future, there's something really excited. You mentioned my book, but I know that there's a book in you as well. So tell us about that.
Well, it was thanks to you again, Sarah. You put me in contact with this lovely lady, Jo, who is writing, well, she's putting this book together, and it's 8 authors from around the world. And it's looking at kind of ways that parents can support their children if they're feeling stressed or anxious. So I was asked to write a little chapter. So my chapter is going to be Breath is the Bridge, and it's all about how you can use mindfulness and meditation to support your child, primary school and teens. And it's a little chapter, but I've obviously, when I wrote it, I really enjoyed it. And I was thinking, I really like this. And I really think it could lead to another book that is in more depth for young people, using all the experiences I've got really that I've gleaned over the years. So who knows? Watch this space.
Oh, I think I really am watching this space because I just think your knowledge, your expertise of working with children could hugely benefit children and their parents. I really do. I'm so excited about that.
Oh,
So I'm going to
thank you
keep
so much.
badgering you and go, come on, Mandy, come on, Mandy.
Yeah, I
Make
know.
sure
I
you
need
do it.
to. It is hard, isn't it? Because I mean,
Yeah,
you were saying in your book that it took you, kind of like 2 years to kind of birth it. And I think that, I think there's a book in everybody, definitely. But
yeah.
then I used to think, well, am I kind of like, do I know enough to say this? And I think, well, I've been teaching like over 33, 34 years now. And actually, maybe I do have something to say, and maybe I should put it in a book.
So yeah,
So,
you
yeah,
definitely do, and I mean, and I can imagine your personality, everything will come through. Your warmth, the way that you hold the children, it will all come through, and I'm really
thank
excited.
you so much.
You've made my day. I love this, absolutely love this. But yeah,
Wow.
so the book where you've written a chapter is called "Parenting Your Child," and it's coming out hopefully in September, isn't it?
Yes, I think there's a working title at the minute. It's changing a little
Okay.
bit, but it's definitely to do with parenting and young people and supporting them wherever you can. There's lots of different kind of perspectives, I think, and writers, and they're going to be talking about different things.
Wonderful.
So very exciting.
Wonderful. Yes, very, very
Yay.
exciting. So, just before we close, what I just wanted to just go back to was when you came and trained with the British School of Meditation, what
Yeah.
was the bit that stood out for you? We cover 5 units, but what was the bit that you really thought, yeah, this helps me, I'm really ready?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think as a teacher, I was thinking, well, I could teach meditation and mindfulness. That's really exciting. And when I did my lesson in front of you, and I remember it, all the tech went wrong, and I was just like, oh, this stuff. But then I just thought, no, I've got this. I can do this. And I remember just teaching it and thinking, do you know what? This is just brilliant. It could change so many young people's lives. So I think doing my unit on, what my sort of subject was going to be, my target audience, love that. I also love working with other like-minded people. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
The business unit, that was very interesting for me because actually, as a teacher, I've been employed by the county council, so going alone a little bit scary. But there's so much information in that business unit that really, really had helped me so much, so much. And also, obviously, being taught by you, you were an
Oh,
amazing teacher, and it was just an absolute joy. I couldn't believe my school were paying me for me to come along and spend lovely time with you all. It was just
yeah.
brilliant,
Yeah.
best time ever.
It is, and you find some like-minded souls, and you do make really good connections, and
Yes,
it put
yes.
you through it as well. It is lovely, and I've never forgotten the people that you were with as well. They were
No,
just
neither have I.
really lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And
fantastic.
it's interesting how different people want to help different kind of areas of society. I think that the one lady was talking about, the menopause, which is like, wow, how
Yeah,
current is that now? And I think that everybody has probably got a different angle. And I think, but it can apply to everything, which I think is amazing. It covers so many kind of opportunities, doesn't it? To
yeah.
get out there and spread the word.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mandy, thank you so much. There's so much I would love to talk more with you. And we'll have to get you back on again.
Oh, thank you. I love it. I
It's
loved it
been,
today. Thank you so
yeah,
much. It's been
it's
an
been
absolute joy.
yeah, and I will continue to watch your journey with utter joy and love, and my heart just all the time beaming because it's enjoying everything that you're doing. I
Oh,
feel
thank
like
you.
I'm annoying, I'm one of those people on social media. Of everything you put on, I'm like.
Yeah, but I think the posts from the British School of Meditation are amazing as well.
Thank
If there's anybody out there thinking, shall I start this journey? I'd say do it. It's changed my life. I was thinking, I love teaching, I don't want to leave it, but I can't do it anymore. The British School of Meditation have given me a massive string to my bow that's allowed me to have this whole new life, which is amazing. So I'm eternally grateful to you all. It's been
Brilliant.
an amazing journey.
Well,
So if you're thinking about it, just do it.
I'm just going to put 10 imaginary gold stars on you right now for.
Ah,
Thank you, Mandy.
love it.
Lots of love and blessings your
Lots of love
way.
to you, Sarah.
Take care.
Congratulations on your book. It's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
See
Thank you
you.
so much. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Bye bye.